She's a Mona Lisa. Everyone's lining up to see her. There must be something that features. You'll find her beauty goes much deeper once you get to meet her.
Hey guys, it's your girl Marilyn. Welcome back to my channel. So today is going to be Netflix and Hulu shows that you need to watch. Black Lives Matter edition. Okay, not exactly Black Lives Matter edition, but Black Lives edition and Black Lives Matter. So Black Lives Matter edition. So some of these shows are going to be on Netflix, on Hulu. Some might be like on Amazon Prime or streaming services, but I just wanted to list a bunch of different shows. And so this is a trend that I was thinking of hopping on like a while ago when it was big, like Netflix shows you need to binge watch during quarantine. And so this is Netflix shows you need to watch during quarantine to educate yourself and just to see more examples of Black lives and Black stories. So some of these I've seen, some of these I've not, but they're all on my list to see. I definitely don't recommend watching all of these at once because you really need to take the time and digest what they're telling you and what the story is with them so that you're not kind of like overloading yourself with information. And some of them can be tough to watch that you can't kind of binge watch all in one setting. So I'm going to be reading off a list here and I'm going to be putting like images over here. First is 13th, which is on Netflix, and it is by the filmmaker Ava DuVernay. She is amazing filmmaker in person. So this is on Netflix. And so this is a documentary and it explores the racial inequality in the US and it focuses on prisons and that kind of stuff and like the 13th Amendment. And so this has actually been on my list on Netflix for a while and that's on me, but I'm also someone who doesn't watch movies, but like this is on me, like I need to like watch this. And also by Ava DuVernay, you probably heard about this. If you haven't, I don't know where you've been living, but When They See Us, now this is a very hard watch. I haven't watched it because I was just scared to watch it, if I'm being honest. It came out like last year and Dr. Yusuf Salam, who was part of the Central Park 5, who When They See Us is about a real life story of 5 boys who were in Central Park. This was like, I don't even know what year it was. It was like way back. And so they were in Central Park and so basically this woman, white woman, had gotten raped / attacked, pretty sure she was raped, in the park. And so these boys happened to be in the park at the time and so they were charged. I don't know if all of them were charged, but at least like 2 or 3 of them went to jail. I know Corey went to jail and they were charged for it. And back then Donald Trump, he put an ad that said that they should all get the death sentence. And so they were saying they didn't do it. And it came out years later that it had nothing to do with them. Dr. Yusuf Salam was one of the Central Park 5 and he came to speak at my school and it was like very touching. And so yeah, it is a mini series and it's very gut wrenching. So definitely like pace yourself watching this. This is not a binge show, but I think it's an important show, especially if you are non-Black. Very important for you to see the reality and that this is not something new with the police. Next is Stay Woke, the Black Lives Movement. Now this is on BET, but you might be able to find it other places. And so this documentary explores the evolution of the Black Lives Matter movement. So if you kind of don't know what this is and you feel like the Black Lives Matter, like where did this come from? You can watch this and I can assure you that the Black Lives Matter movement is not a trend. It's not new. And it's not going anywhere. Now this I have watched, it's Dear White People, it's on Netflix. Now it's, please don't take offense, okay, it's not like an offensive show. It's like a, I don't want to say sitcom, but it's like a grown-ish, but like a little bit more serious. And so it's based on a film of the same name that came out like way back. And so this series shows the biases and injustices that a group of students of color face at Winchester University, which is a made-up university. And it's a predominantly white Ivy League college. So it's to shed light on kind of like the experience when you're like kind of with the 1%, but you're Black. And so it's like a group of Black kids and they have like a dorm that they live in that's all Black. And there's like different sub-stories about the characters and stuff like that. American Son is a movie on Netflix. I've watched it and it has Kerry Washington in it and she did a very good job. I love her. And so it's about an estranged couple meet at a police station in Florida to try to find their teenage son. I don't want to spoil anything, but this couple and they are kind of like both called into the police station because something happened with their son. And so the whole time they're there and they're not getting answers and Kerry Washington's character is getting upset and frustrated because the police officer is treating her like she's like dumb and she's like, where's my son? What's going on? And they keep telling her that they can't give information. Fruitvale Station. I've heard about this. I have not watched it. This one is sad. I know that for sure. It's written and directed by Ryan Coogler, and it's a biographical film. It tells the story of Oscar Grant III, who was killed by a white police officer in 2009. I want to say it has Michael B. Jordan and he plays the person. If it's not him, I'll correct myself with the text, but I feel like it is. Also is Selma. I know I'm like such a bad, like, I don't want to say bad black person, but like I'm definitely not up to date on movies and stuff like that. But Selma for sure was also directed by Ava DuVernay, like God bless her. And it's a historical drama that follows the civil rights demonstrations in 1995 as they march from Selma to Montgomery. So it's about the march on Selma. I don't think it's on Netflix or Hulu, but you can find it like other places, and it's available to rent. The Hate U Give, I started listening to the audiobook and I didn't finish it. I know I'm terrible, but it's on Hulu with Cinemax, or if you have underground resources of watching things, you can find it there, or you can rent it, whatever. And it's based on the young adult novel by Angie Thomas, and the story follows the main character Star Carter's struggle to balance the poor, mostly black neighborhood she lives in and the wealthy, mostly white school that she attends. And then things become more complicated when she's driving with her friend. I think he was driving, and they get like stopped by the cops, and she witnesses a police officer killing her childhood best friend. And so that's kind of like where the story starts, like they're in the car. At least that's where the book starts. And so I definitely recommend that. It's very sad, but it's like necessary. Explained the racial wealth gap. So this was made in 2018, and especially season 1 episode 1, but I'm sure the other episodes as well. Who Killed Malcolm X, which I believe was put on Netflix recently, yes, in 2020. So that is on Netflix to go watch, and it talks about obviously Malcolm X and his life and his story. I feel like a lot of stuff about Malcolm X isn't told the right way. Even me, I was brought up in a white school system, so I know that I have not been told the full truth. They barely spoke about him. So yeah. Time, the Khalif Browder story. It was made in 2017. This is like top on my list. So this is I don't have like the full story in my head. I can't think of it right now, but basically I believe he took his life after he was in jail for a long time, and he was in solitary and stuff like that. I will put a description of these shows on the screen. Hello Privilege, it's me Chelsea. This is from 2019. I've not heard of this one, but definitely I would recommend it checking it out because other people have recommended it. Now I haven't been going on Netflix often lately, but if you go on Netflix, they do have a section that's called Strong Black Lead. Definitely pushing like black stories, which, and I feel like they always should have had this category. But so I'm just going to go through some of these. So they have Pose, which talks about the ballroom scene, the LGBTQ ballroom scene in 1987 New York. It used to be just on, I believe, HBO, but now it's on Netflix. Moonlight, which I believe also, yes, it's an acclaimed coming-of-age drama. It talks about a young man who grows up poor, black, and gay in a rough Miami neighborhood, and he's trying to find his place in the world. And it has Jarrell Jerome, who everyone loves Jarrell Jerome. The Pursuit of Happiness. I feel like this one is a lighter story, a lighter film that tells a heavier story, and it has Will Smith and Jaden Smith. It is an old movie, but it stands up to time. I watched this with my parents, and it's really great. All Day and a Night, which is a Netflix original. While serving his life in prison, a young man looks back at the people, the circumstances, and the system that set him on his path toward crime. If you just want like a black show, Black Lightning is a school principal and retired superhero Jefferson Pierce leaps back into action as a legendary Black Lightning after a gang threatens his family. So I feel like you just need to continue to watch things by black creators, black producers, black directors, black writers. Just continue to support them. But also there are a lot of things that tell true stories, even if they are not based on a real story, like they're based on a real story, if you know what I mean. I just haven't been able to watch like Netflix that much because I've been focusing on my channel, but these are all things that are on my list, and there's just so much more. I really urge you to go on this tab of Netflix and check it out. So I feel like that is enough suggestions for you guys today. I think I'm gonna do the Hulu one in a part 2 because this video is probably very long already. But thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know which one of these you have seen, which one of these are on your list to see before you watch this, and which one of these are on your list to see now. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I really encourage you to watch them with your friends, watch them with your significant other, watch them with your parents, watch them alone, do Netflix party with them. Like, I just want you to really learn these stories, and this is just going to help you take the next step, especially if you are non-black or non-POC, to help you take the next step into looking at things through our eyes and understanding a little bit more of our history, especially the documentaries like 13th, When They See Us, and those kind of things. But even the lighthearted more shows, just supporting black creatives. So that's everything for this video. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, comment, put on your notification bell. Comment tomatoes if you watch this far. That's just the first thing that came out of my head. Comment tomatoes or the tomato emoji. Yeah, and I'll see you guys in the next one. It'll be part 2 for Hulu. Let me know if you guys want it. I'm gonna film it anyways, but let me know if you want it. And make sure to like, I already said that. Stay safe, stay blessed, wear a mask when you go outside, wash your hands. Black lives matter and black creatives matter. Black trans lives matter. Black women lives matter. Black queer lives matter. Black lives matter.